So how's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Now, just like last week, this will be the weekly recap video where I share some of my live trades with you, and then after that I'll go ahead and go through my trading journal on Notion, and I'll briefly kind of break down each one of my trades just to be fully transparent and show you each and every trade that I took. Now, honestly, this week we kind of took a step back on the Apex account. And that's all right, I made some silly mistakes. They were all my fault. I have no one else to blame but myself. There were a couple trades where, I got stopped out to the exact tick, and then right after that it went up in my favor. There was one setup that was absolutely perfect. I got a great entry and everything, and I realized I only bought 3 contracts instead of 10. So instead of $300, I made 80. And yeah, you'll see that later on in the video. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So enjoy the live trading.
Order filled.
Alright, I'm currently long on oil here. I really like this retest of this level here. It's the overnight high. I like the way we bounced off of it. Let's see.
Stop filled.
Well, that's it for oil. Stopped us out after an hour, so that's pretty frustrating. And then I missed out on these setups on both ES and NQ. So, cool. Alright, I just entered this trade and I realized I did not do 10 contracts, and now it's going to shoot up right to my target. Oh man, that's frustrating. Yeah, this definitely stings quite a bit. I honestly can't believe I forgot to change this to 10 contracts. That should be the very first thing I do after I set my risk. Like, this is not even a third of what I need.
Target filled.
Oh man, yeah, that's that stings. I cannot believe I forgot to change this to 10 contracts. That would have been probably one of my greatest trades yet. I mean, that, I don't want to talk about it.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Alright, I'm long on NASDAQ here. I like this bounce off this level. We're going to go for a nice 2-to-1. Seeing some very nice bullish momentum off the level here. Other markets are starting to rip a little. Yeah, ES has been pretty strong all morning. What else we got? Yeah, the Dow just ripped off this level. NASDAQ has been a little weak, but I think it just wanted to come down to this level and get a bounce off it, so we'll see. That's a pretty big level.
Stop filled.
Alright, another loss in the week. Love it. When am I going to find a good trade, man? I've missed out on probably five good ones this week, and I'm slowly just blowing up this account. I'm so annoyed.
Order filled.
Alright, I'm in on the ES here. I like this reaction off this level here. This is one of my main levels of the day. Yeah, this 50-20 level, I think I should just let this play out. I think it's definitely worth a long here, so Alright, the SPY just tested 500, so I'm going to go with a break-even stop.
Stop filled.
And there's the break-even right there. So we're going to take another red day. It is what it is. You know, this definitely couldn't go up from here, but it's not really worth just holding and hoping for a 500 break on the SPY. Man, it's just frustrating. I really wish I wish these levels could line up, you know. And this is a huge level on ES, but this is a huge level on SPY. It's been a very tough week. We've taken a major hit on the account. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at my trading journal over here on Notion. So you can see we took about 7 trades. I did not find any opportunities on Friday. Now there was one setup a little bit later into the morning, but I missed it because I had to go to work. But anyway, let's take a look at the first trade of the week. It was on oil. I took a loss. Now this is a loss that I'm okay with. I said this is a good loss. I went for the break and retest of the overnight high. It was a great entry. It started to work out and go in my favor. And later on, I just got stopped out. So this was a perfect entry, honestly. This was a very nice break and retest of this key level here. I went long here, had a stop a few points below. It was a 2-to-1 risk reward, so my profit target was up here at this next level here. Now at one point I was up a decent amount. You know, my plan says to wait until either my stop hits or my take profit hits. So I held on to this trade for like, I'd say over an hour, and eventually it came down and it stopped me out, so it is what it is. And the same day I took a loss on the NASDAQ, and this was, I don't know, it was an okay setup, but it was very frustrating because it almost worked out perfectly. These were 2 major levels from the higher time frame, and when I saw that we started to get back above this level, I went long here, placed a stop below here, but my stop should have been below this level. So it started to kind of work out, and then these few candles here, or this candle right here stops me out, but the thing is, on Thinkorswim, the price didn't even go to where I had my stop, but on NinjaTrader it did. I said that in the notes. It shows that on TOS, it didn't even go all the way to my stop, but on NinjaTrader, it went exactly to my stop. So that's kind of interesting how that happens, but you know, I still blame myself for not putting my stop where it should have been. So yeah, always tough to see that, but it is what it is. I had to move on to the next trade. So on Tuesday, I took a loss on ES here, and I 100% admit this was not a fantastic setup. It's not really a very clean break and retest that fits my criteria. I said this felt like a forced trade. I was focused on the gap fill, but it just was not there. And basically, I went long just because it looked like we were going to go higher, even though there was a whole bunch of chop around this level. Something like this is what I should be trading, where it's a clean move up, move back down, a retest, and a nice move back up. But I kind of overly anticipated that happening here, and as a result, I took a loss. Then on Wednesday, this is the really annoying oil trade. And as you can see, this was like a perfect setup here. This was in the pre-market too, so I would have been done even before the market opened. But basically this was a key level from the higher time frame. We got a very nice break and retest of the level. When this 2-minute bar closed, I placed a limit order above here. I got filled perfectly. Had my stop down here. My take profit was at the next level, and it worked out perfectly. But I'm like, wait, why did I only make 80 bucks on that? Well, it's because I only had 3 contracts. So yeah, that's just a sizing mistake. I forgot to change the amount of contracts that I had. But yeah, once again, that's that type of mistake. You know, it's all my fault. I have to own it and take responsibility. So. Now this next trade, I took another trade on oil, and of course it was a full-sized loss, and it wasn't even as clean of a setup as the one before, so kind of an emotional decision. It was still an okay setup. We got a break and retest of this level here. I went long, stayed in it for a few minutes, and then it stopped me out. So yeah, I think I said in my notes here, I said I had some emotions after that sizing mistake in the first trade, and then after missing a perfect trade on ES, I was not too happy, so I kind of forced this trade. So I can't make those emotional decisions. So yeah, kind of frustrated after that. I was hoping to end the week on a green note. Unfortunately, I did not. Next day I took a loss on the NASDAQ here. This was an okay demand bounce setup. We came down to this level, plus it lined up with a trend line from the higher time frame, and I liked how we dipped below the level and reclaimed it, so I went long here. I thought it was going to work out, but maybe it wasn't very smart going long into this level here. I should have waited for a move above that level and then a retest to go up towards the highs. But yes, you can honestly say this was kind of a forced trade as well. It doesn't really make sense to go long into a support, turn back into resistance. So took a loss there and then took a break even on ES. Now I really thought this one was going to work out. It's kind of frustrating. It didn't go all the way to my take profit, but basically we had this 5020 level on ES. Lots of reactions off of it from pre-market and like right after the open. So came back down to it and I found support there. So I went long here. I had my stop down here. I was targeting a 2-to-1, which is like up here, and it got to a 1-to-1. But then I took a break even because there was a key level on SPY. 500 on SPY was right up here. Now I thought that might act as resistance, so my plan was if we reject that, I would go break even, and that's exactly what happened. We rejected it, so I took a break even. So those are all my trades for the week. Not the best week, but it could have easily been a decent week if I didn't make these silly mistakes, but I did, and I just have to work on stuff like that. So you can see last week was a lot better. I had exactly a 50% win rate, and the account balance was up. Yeah, last week we ended the week up 400 on the challenge, and now we're currently down like almost 400 or like 300 or so. But I'm really not too upset about it because I know that when I backtest this strategy, I pretty much always have a 50% win rate. If you have a 50% win rate with a 2-to-1 risk reward, you'll be very profitable. So if I go on, like this past week I was on a losing streak. Next week if I go on a winning streak, I'll be way past here. I'll be way up on the challenge. So obviously it's much harder to get a 50% win rate when you're like actually trading. It's easier when you're back testing because there's nothing on the line at all. So I'm really just trying to think in probabilities. If I go on a nice little win streak, my wins will be $300, which are twice as big as these losses. Then all these losses will be wiped away with just a few winning trades. So yeah, that's my mentality now. I'm going to try and go into next week with a fresh mindset. I'm going to think in probabilities. I'm going to execute my plan. And I'm not even going to think about these losses. At least that's what I'm going for. I believe the market is closed on Monday, so unfortunately we don't get to start trading until Tuesday. Hopefully the price action will still be okay because on slower weeks sometimes it's not that great. But yeah, I'm just excited to keep going, excited to keep on executing my new trade plan. So stay tuned for the recap for next week. So yeah, that's going to be it for today. I hope you are enjoying these weekly recaps. If you have any advice for me as a trader, please feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I would love to read it and reply to you. But yeah, I've got to end the video here. I got to get to work in like less than an hour, so when I get home tonight I should have this video edited and out by hopefully 11 tonight. So yeah, we'll see. So that's going to be it for today. So thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.